So first of all, I would like to pay my head respect to the teacher. My name is Chanhangantana, and today I'm going to present about the summary of the ninth chapter. And here the content. And for the chapter 1 is introduction, the nature of communication. And for chapter 2 is talk about the phonological companion, phonetic. And the third is the phonological companion, phonology. And and the next is the morphological companion. And fifth is syntax, and sixth is semantic and pragmatic, and seven is sociolinguistic and linguistic anthropology, and um, eight is language acquisition, and the last one is talk about sign language. For the chapter 1 is introduction, the nature of communication. And for the word communication is behavior that affects the behavior of other by the transmission of information. And for the meaning of the word language is a much narrower concept, and its narrowest sense, language is seen by linguists as a uniquely human capacity used to produce and understand precise, meaningful utterance, stretches of space between two periods of silent or potential silent. And for the next is performance is a chemical that is secreted by one individual and acts from a distance on another individual to other that individual's behavior. And the next is openness. It's the ability to add new words, phrases, or other meaningful unit to a language. And next is the term for hominins, refer to modern humans and to the ancestor of modern human that go back in time more than 6 million years. And for the chapter 2, the phonological companion, phonetics. For the meaning of the word phonetic is the study of speech sounds, their physical properties, the way they are received and decoded by the brain, and the way they are produced. And for the word articulatory phonetic is the study of the production of speech sounds. And for the apparatus of speech, for this part is divided into two sounds. The first is impressive sound, speech sound that are produced by sucking air into the mouth. And second sound is aggressive sound that are produced by expelling air from the lungs. And for the chapter 3 is talk about the phonological companion, phonology. Yes, for the word phonology is the study of the sound system of a language. That is what sounds are in the language and what the rules are from combining those sounds into larger units. Phonology can also refer to the study of the sound system of our language, including universal rules of sound. And for the phonemes and the concept of fiction, difference in sound. Phonetic unit or segment is an actual speech sound produced by the vocal tract that is perceived as an individual and unique sound, different from other section. And phonemes is a perceived unit of language that signals a different in meaning when contrast to another phonemes. For chapter 4 is talk about the morphological companion, morphemes. are the smallest unit of meaning. That means this means that morpheme cannot be broken down further and remain meaningful. Morphology is the study of the structure and classification of the word and the unit that make up word. And type of bound morpheme. For Thai, there are two types of bound morpheme. The first one is derivational morpheme, and bound morpheme that change the meaning or lexical category of the word. And the next is inflectional morpheme, and bound morpheme that do not change the essential meaning or lexical category of word. They change grammatical function other than lexical category. And for chapter 5 is syntax. Syntax is a level of grammar that specifically refer to the arrangement of word and morpheme in the construction of sentence. Syntactic construction. There are two types of syntactic structure. Sentence is a string of words that is grammatically complete with at least two components, subject and predicate. Constituents are the unique being combined to create larger syntactic construction. And type of sentence and clauses. Simple sentence is a sentence with one subject and one predicate. And for compound sentence is made up of at least two simple sentences joined by a coordinating conjunction in writing. Punctuation can substitute for the conjunction. An independent clause is a simple sentence, and dependent clause has a subject and a predicate but cannot stand alone as a simple sentence. It depends on an independent clause to make it complete. And second is talk about semantic and pragmatic. Semantic is the study of the meaning of linguistic expressions such as morpheme, word, phrase, clause. And pragmatic is the study of the effect of context on meaning. And the name. There are many words that are similar or related to each other in meaning or in sound. They are hyponym, synonym, homonym, and antonym. For the hyponyms and more specific words that constitute a subclass of a more general word. And synonym and words that have similar meaning and share the same semantic properties. And homonym are words that have different meaning but sound the same. They may be spelled the same or differently. And the last one is antonym, are words that are opposite in one of their semantic properties. For chapter 7 is about sociolinguistic and linguistic anthropology. Sociolinguistic is the study of how language and social factors such as ethnicity, social class, age, gender, and educational level are related. Linguistic anthropology is a branch of anthropology that focuses on, among other things, how language influence through the through an experience. And linguistic anthropology use the methodologies of linguistics to study the relationship between language and culture. And here is talk about language aggressivity. Idea about language aggressivity. Language aggressivity divide is the theoretical area of handwriting in the brain of children that propel them to acquire language. This behavior has 10 common characteristics. And the first one is the behavior appear before it is necessary for survival. And the next is does not appear in response to the environment. And next is it is not the result of a conscious discussion. And next is it is not the result of formal education or training. In fact, formal instruction has very little effect. And the next is the behavior appear in a predictable sequence at a certain state of development. And next is the behavior appear at a critical period. After that period, it will be difficult or impossible to learn the behavior. And for chapter 9 is sign language. The nature of sign language. Sign language as a type of lingua franca, a way of communication used by people who speak different native language. This was the case with Native Americans, and others use sign language for specialized purpose, such as for the hunting done by the bushmen. Then there are the many sign language used by deaf people. Some of sign language used by deaf people sound the world and Australian sign language, Brazilian sign language, British sign language, Danish sign language, Finnish sign language, French sign language, Japanese sign language, Taiwan sign language, and Thai sign language. What is ASL? ASL is a completely structured language with its own grammar. It displays the fundamental properties linguists have described for all language. ASL is the native language of hundreds of thousands of the people in the United States and Canada. Unlike MTES and finger spelling, which are usually used in educational setting, and ASL is not based on English. Contact sign, like any Pidgins, is a combination of forms from more than one language. In this case, the language are ASL and English. And that's all of my presentation. Thank you, teacher.